Hello guys, I welcome you all to this tutorial. So basically in this tutorial we're learning how to build this from scratch. So yes, we'll be doing all this, we'll be learning how to do all this, you know. So basically this is what we'll be learning how to do from scratch. Such a beautiful landing page. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So right into our code. So basically I just have a boilerplate of code. There's nothing. Actually just to give the structure of our HTML file. So and I've linked the HTML file to my CSS file which I've created. Everything is empty. I've not done anything yet. And so just to test to see if our CSS file has successfully linked. So let's just change our background color to something like red. Then let's open it with live server. Okay, so now we can see that our CSS file is linked. See, this is very important. I get this a lot. Like sometimes I can be coding a web app or a website, then I link my HTML to my CSS, then I start to do all that. By the time I open it, nothing works, and I'll be like, how? Then I remember that I've not actually linked the HTML. I know many developers fall prey to this, so it's highly recommended you know. Sometimes it can even be some typo error, so you need to make sure that everything is accurate before you can start with coding. So that's why I'm doing that. So when we come back, we see that it has gone back to our default color. So I think now we can import our background image and start coding our navigation menu. So basically I'm just going to create a div of class banner. Then now let's remove our defaults. I'm just gonna remove the default browser padding and margin, and shortly I'll tell you guys why I'm doing so. So let's just say margin 0, padding 0, because if you don't do this, the browser by default will also add some styling to it, some margin and padding, which wouldn't look great. So we actually want to remove all that. So let's give it a width of 100%. That's our div, 100%. Then we have our height of 100. Let's say the viewport height to 100. Then our background image is actually in the images folder. So and that's bg.jpg. So let's save and see what happens. So actually we can see our background image here, but this is not looking nice. This is what we want. So all we have to do is let's add a couple of styling to our background image. So we'll just say our background position, we just say center, then we say background size. So background size, just say cover. Okay, I think now this is what we want. This is just the same as this. Okay, so I think we can now start coding our navigation menu from scratch. So we're just going to have div dot we just say nav bar. Then we have, now let's import our logo first. So it's in the images folder, and let's give it a class of, let's just say logo. Okay, then let's have another list items. So just, it's not going anywhere. Then the name, I think we have home. I think now let's copy it a couple of times. So we have home. Let me see. We have home, about, services, portfolio and stuff. Home, about. We have services. We have services. We have portfolio. Yeah, and we have team and contact. So here is team. We'll style all this when we get to CSS. And contact. Okay, so let's save that. You can see how it's looking. This our logo and this our navigation. We'll do that with CSS. We'll actually what properly style them. So right now let's select our nav bar. Then we'll display flex just to make them to be in a row. Then let's add some spacing. You say justify content, and you say space. Let's just say space between. Now let's save and see what happens. Okay, actually you can see the navigation items have pushed there. So right now let's now start to actually style this our list items. So but before, let's style our logo. So let's just say the logo, and let's give our logo a width of 170 pixels. Then we'll give it a margin of top and bottom 35 pixels. Yeah, 35 pixels. Do the left and right, we just give it 0. Then I think with the cursor we just make it pointed. So let's save and see what happens. Okay, cool. So right now let's start with our nav items themselves. So all we just say dot nav bar ul and li. Then let's change their color actually to white. We want white. And let's remove the underline. So text decoration to be none. Yeah, then we have text transform. Let's change it to uppercase. Text transform, we just say uppercase. Okay, so now let's start the anchor tags nav bar ul li and a. So I think with this, actually let's bring the color here. So the color actually is this. Then we can now actually bring our text decoration, which is none, to here. Text transform, actually let's bring that one to here. And you see, guys, see what is happening. Actually we want them to be in line like this. So actually let's target the list items so that we can actually make them to be in line. Yeah, so let's give it a display of inline block. So just say display inline block. Then we'll give them a margin of let's give the top and bottom should be 30 pixels. Yeah, I think 30 pixels top and bottom and left and right. So just leave it as it is. Then we say let's start, just to remove the bulletin. Let's start, we say none. Then let's give it a position of relative. Now let's save it and see what happens. So guys, now we can see that we've gotten exactly this. So basically this is what we want. So now what is left with, we have to even do this bottom at beneath the navigation bar. Then when we hover, you can see this white transitioning. So I think we have to do that too from scratch. Okay, so let's come to the nav bar here. With the nav bar here, we can now specify it border button. So border button, you can say 1 pixels, solid white. So let's just give a border button of solid white. Let's save and see. Okay, now we can see it here. Okay, I think we can actually even reduce the color small so that it wouldn't be that white. I think this is too much. So but actually we can specify the color again. There are various ways. We could actually want and toggle it maybe this way or something of that sort. Now when we save, yeah, we can see that it's 10. I think this is even okay. This is okay. Yeah, that will be okay. So let me see, with the width we can say border bottom. So I think there's a shorthand, border bottom width. Let's just say -1 pixels. Yeah, this is okay. So now let's select all these so that we can have that hover effect. So select all that, then we come here, then we say after. Yeah, so I think we can now start styling that. So we just say content. Content should be an empty string. Yeah. Then let's give the weight to be 100%, and the height should be 3 pixels. Then with a background color, we'll give it a background color of, with a background color just going to be white. Yeah, I think this is okay. Then we have position. Let's give it a position of absolute. Then you say bottom. Let's give it left should be 0, left 0. Then with the bottom, let's give something like -5. Let's give something like -55 pixels here. Yeah, let's save and see what happens. So actually we can see them here. So this is not what we want. We want actually when we hover over them, we'll not see them. So let's do something small. So let's first of all remove this and let's make it 0. Then we'll come here, then make it hover. Let's just say hover. Then so when you are hovering, we now want to see it. So that will now be 100%. Then we'll come here, then transition. So we have transition, we just say 0.5. You can set it anyhow you want, and it will be fine. Yeah. So let's save it. So now you see when we hover over it, you can now see them. So basically this is now what we want. I think we are done with part 1. Let's now build this two, see how that goes. So with these two, let's give it a div of something like content. Then we have an h1. With the h1, I think we are just using the same text, so you can just copy that, then paste it. Yeah, I think there will be a break here. Then with a p, that's our paragraph. I think we can copy that same text, so we just copy that. Yeah, then we'll paste it. So with the p2, we need to add some breaks. Let's just give it a break here. Yeah, so let's save and see what happens. Now you see there's not looking nice. We want to achieve this at the end of the day, so we need to now go into guys, basically we need to even style this particular button here. We need to style it. So that's the contact. So my bad, I nearly forgot that. So we need to go inside here, then let's give it a class. Before we just give it a class of something like maybe contour or something of that sort. Yeah, so that we can actually style it only that particular one, not the other links. So all we just have to do is we'll select that particular what class, and which we say is .cont. So let's give it a width of 200 pixels. Then we'll give it a background of we don't want any background. We just take the background from the image, so it to be transparent. Then let's give it a border of 2 pixels. Let's give about 2 pixels solid white. Yeah, you can also write the code there too. Then have pattern of top and bottom. Let's give it 10 pixels. Then left and right, let's give it 30 pixels. Then the border radius, that brown rounded border around it, so just give it that one to something like 30 pixels. Now let's save and see. So guys, you can now see it as it is. Yeah, so I think this now what yeah, we want. This what we all want to achieve. So I think we can now start styling our content. With our content, let's actually make the position to be absolute. Then we have top should be 40%. Then we have our color. Our color should be white. Then padding left, let's give it padding left of 50 pixels. Let's save and see. Okay, you can see that it has pushed. Okay, so let's select the P tag and give it some small styling. That will be content. Is content dot content with a P. Let's just give it a pattern top of 20 pixels. 20 pixels. Then we can give it a line height of 2m, just to give some spacing between the lines. So I think we need to even add some breaks to our paragraph. They are too close. I don't think we want that. Let's save that and see. Then this long one too, let's give it a break and save and see. So you just play along with it till the way you now want it. Okay, I think this okay. We can now start importing our button now and see how that too goes. So you can just say button, then the type is button, and the text you just say learn more. So let's see a button here. So let's start styling it. So let's just say width of, let's give it a width of 200 pixels. Then a margin, let's give a margin top of 40 pixels. Yeah, 40 pixels. Then let's give it a pattern of both the 4 sides 20 pixels. Then with the background color, we are just going to give it white, just pure white. Then with the border, let's give the border of 1 pixels. Solid white, we just make it solid white. Then with the text color itself, we are just going to make it black, just because of, so we can make it just black because of the white background. Let's save it and see. So by default, that, yeah, you can now see it here. So we can actually leave it, or if you can still specify it, just if you want some consistency, it doesn't matter, but you can also decide to leave it. Let's give it a cursor of cursor. You can give a cursor of 4 pointer. Then let's align the text. So we just center align it. Let's align, let's say center, and let's save and see. Okay, so yeah, I think margin top. Yeah, then we have our padding. With the padding, I think let's not give only the top, because we can see that it will push beneath here, and that's not what we want. So we just actually remove the top, so that we just make it, the padding should be all the four sizes, top and bottom and left and right. So let's do it this way, then we see. Okay, I think now this okay now. Yeah, we can also increase just this one font size too. So if you want, you can come here and we just specify our h1. So we just say h1, then the font size can just say 30 pixels. Let's make it 40, you see. So let's save and see. I think this is okay. So basically guys, this is the project. So if you like this particular tutorial, please like the video and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please like it and leave a comment. Yeah, there are more uploads, more tutorials are yet to come on CSS, web development, JavaScript, Python and all that. So basically this is it, and I thank you all for your audience.